Hey everyone, Jeff Mackerlin here, and today I want to talk about my brush with Hollywood fame and working on the movie August Rush. I ended up teaching guitar to Freddie Highmore, who was the main actor. I ended up becoming pretty friendly with Robin Williams, and I was the double for him in a few scenes in the movie, which is pretty funny how that story comes about. The movie also stars Johnathan Rhys Meyers and Kerry Russell. So before I get into that, please like and subscribe if you like the channel. Hit the notification bell. It really helps me out quite a bit. And please run over to JM Guitar Lessons. You can check out the link below for all my guitar lessons, workshops, masterclasses, backing tracks, and my guitar reference guide. In 2007, I got a phone call from a movie production company asking me if I was interested in teaching guitar on a movie set. I said, sure, of course. Can you tell me the details? And they said it stars Freddie Highmore, and Robin Williams is in the movie along with Kerry Russell and Johnathan Rhys Meyers. And I'm thinking, well, that's pretty cool. But we have a few questions for you. Do you play acoustic guitar? So I said, of course I play acoustic guitar. And by I play acoustic guitar, I mean I actually own one. So I asked a few questions. I said, what exactly do you need? And they said, well, the music is kind of based around this guitar player who passed away. Are you familiar with Michael Hedges? And of course, I know who Michael Hedges was. If you're not familiar with Michael Hedges, a spectacular acoustic fingerstyle guitar player who really revolutionized that style of guitar playing. One of the main guitar players who really dug into the two-handed tapping, playing on the body of the guitar, open tuning. So that's very specific stuff and very difficult. So I really had no idea how to do that kind of stuff. The first question I asked was, does Freddie Highmore play guitar at all? And they said no, but the main thing you have to understand is we need him to just fake playing guitar, to not actually be able to do it, just to look like he can do it. So I thought to myself, being a bluesy rock electric guitar player who's never really done any two-handed tapping other than Van Halen, I thought, sure, I can do that gig. So they said, we'd love to meet you. Please come down to the production office and meet the director, Kirsten Sheridan. So I met with Kirsten, and she was super nice, and she just wanted to know if I was right for the job, right personality. And so we hit it off really well right at the top. And my question to her was, how realistic do you want the musical scenes to be? And she said, I would love for you to make them as realistic as possible. It's really important to us that it looks like he is performing the guitar parts when the focus of the camera is on his hands. And I said, well, I think we can do that. Let's give it a shot. And she said, and any recommendations that you have, we're really open to, which was really a nice feeling because I've never worked on a movie before. So while I was there, here's a picture of me around that period of time. As you can see from a TrueFire video picture, I had big sideburns and a soul patch, and I was wearing a leather jacket, a brown leather jacket, and I had a hat on. And it was really interesting while I was there. They said, hey, can we take your picture too, just for on set? And I was like, okay. She's like, okay, hold on, let me go get a photographer. So this photographer comes in, taking all these pictures, and there was more than just like a little headshot for on set. There was a few pictures of my whole body and what I was wearing and everything. I'm like, okay. So the first day on actual set in Washington Square Park, where I met Robin Williams, he comes on set, and this is what he looks like. So it's really funny. He looks at me and goes, oh, who are you? And I said, well, I think you're me, aren't you? And we had this really kind of nice conversation. And that was the beginning of a good friendship while the movie was going on. He was the sweetest guy in the world. We spent a lot of time together, joking around. I can't say enough great stuff about him. One kind of fun, quick story. At the end of the night one night, he was going out somewhere, and he had his limo driver drive me home, which was just the kind of person he was. He was super cool. We had a lot of great times. I hung out in his trailer with him, talked a lot about Monty Python and British humor. And he was super professional and super great guy, and he was so complimentary to me and the work I did on the set. And I will never forget getting one of my best professional compliments ever came from him. And it really was such a great experience. And, when he passed away, it was extra upsetting to me because everybody kind of loved him because he was just great. He was Robin Williams. But to have that experience working with him for over a period of a month was really cool. I never expected to continue to stay in touch with him in any way like that. That's just the way it goes. But he was always great to everyone on set, and he was especially cool to me. I never got a picture with him because, honestly, everybody was asking for pictures with him, and I was spending so much time with him. It kind of felt weird, like we became friends for that period of time, and I just felt it felt kind of lame-o for say, hey, can I get a picture with you? It just didn't feel right to me. So I never got the picture with Robin. But anyway. Okay, so I meet Freddie Highmore, who I think at the time was about 12 years old. What a great kid. This whole experience was really spectacular and really fantastic. Hardworking, super mature kid, the nicest, most polite kid in the world. So it was really fun to I had some video of the composer playing the music, and I would watch some of the video, and then I would just sound it out. We got the tunings. I spoke with the person who played the guitar in the recording, and we talked about the tunings, and he had started Freddie on some stuff, and I was supposed to be on set to make sure everything looked exactly right. So anytime there was a guitar scene or a music scene, I was on set as the consultant. So that was pretty fun. So I'd meet with Freddie at his hotel, and we would run over how to fake these sections of the tune. So in speaking with the director, she said, well, when there's really up-close footage, do you think you can play it? And I said, well, I don't have hands that look like a 12-year-old boy. So they said, oh, well, do you know anyone? I said, it would probably be a female that you would want to do that if they could really play like that. And they said, do you know of anyone who can play guitar like that who's a female? And I said, have you ever heard of Khaki King? And I don't know if Khaki knows that I was the person that turned them on to her, which was kind of funny. And they were like, oh my God, she's perfect. And I was like, well, yeah, she's great, and that's what she does. So when you see his hands really, really up close, like the actual performance, that is Khaki King. In the scene right here in Greenwich Village with Johnathan Rhys Meyers and Freddie Highmore, I was on set, in that particular case, making sure that everything looked just right. And Johnathan was really cool too, and I think Freddie's hands look a little more realistic than Johnny's in this scene. This upcoming scene right here where he steps on that delay pedal, this was one of my inputs to the movie, which was kind of fun because Kirsten said, okay, we're going to shoot this scene tomorrow, and the track has some delay on it. It's based upon a dotted eighth note delay. So I said, well, do you have a delay pedal? And she's like, I don't know what you mean. And I said, well, you would need a delay pedal to make it sound right, or else it becomes totally unbelievable because any guitar player is going to watch this and go, where's the delay pedal coming from? So she said, please write down whatever it is. And I said, okay, it's a Boss DD3. And I said, you probably want to beat it up and all that. So then I go on set, and there's the Boss DD3 that you show him plugging in and stepping on in the movie. So that was my little touch to make sure it was more realistic. Now, I ended up doubling for Robin in the beginning of the movie because we had become friendly, and I didn't need any hair and makeup. It was supposed to be Robin younger in the beginning of the movie. So they just said, hey, would you like to double for Robin? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? So that scene, which is about, I don't know, where you see me walking around in Washington Square Park, it's supposed to take place in the summer. It was early winter. I said fall, it was early winter. It was cold. And I'm walking around Washington Square Park from sundown to sunup for like 3 days in a row, just trying to get that scene right. It was miserable. Everyone is around me wearing parkas and gloves, and I'm wearing like this little jacket, and my hands are freezing, and I'm pretending to play guitar while I'm just walking around. So hours and hours, cut. Okay, let's try to get a walk around. I just have to keep on walking around this circle around the arch in Washington Square Park. It's fun to talk about now, but then it was pretty miserable, I have to say. And the pay was terrible because I didn't speak on camera, but whatever. It makes a great story, and I'm in a movie. So it was kind of also funny. I was wearing motorcycle boots, and that was Johnathan Rhys Meyers' character was also wearing motorcycle boots. And then the director, I was standing there, she's like, can you run down the block? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So she said, can you just run as fast as you can? We need to film you running a lot. And I'm like, me? Why? She's like, well, you're wearing the same boots as Johnathan in the movie. So can you do that for us? Because I was wearing the same kind of jeans as he was, because he plays a rocker. And so there's this video of me, that's my feet, running completely nowhere near Central Park, actually in Washington Square Park. So the funny thing about the movie is you see these scenes of suddenly he's one part of the city, and then suddenly he's like a mile away at a different part of the city. So for you New Yorkers, it doesn't hold up. A quick funny story about Robin, and I think where we suddenly became friends was they said, well, he was supposed to fake guitar in some parts of the movie. He was supposed to play guitar, and those scenes never made it. And they said, well, maybe Jeff can do the guitar parts with his hands. And Robin said, that sounds great. And I said, well, my hands aren't hairy enough. Maybe you guys can glue some horsehair on there. And he looked at me and he's like, oh, you're a player. meaning like, a sense of humor, I guess. So that was really the beginning of the friendship, and we hit it off great. So that's my fun story with working with Robin Williams and Freddie Highmore. I have just nothing but the greatest respect for how the movie came together, and being behind the scenes, it's amazing how long a scene can take to put together. The Washington Square Park scene with the two of them on the rooftop with me walking around the background was like 3 nights. In the park, that guitar battle was 2 or 3 days. The scene where he's playing guitar, where he plugged in the delay pedal, that was a few days in this abandoned theater, which I might have black lung from. It was pretty heavy. There's also this quick scene here, which is really fun. Robin Williams' story was it was in the Hoyt Skimmerhorn station of the A train, which is actually not far from where I live. And there's a section that doesn't really open to the public, and we were filming there. And so you would blow your nose at the end of the day, and it would be black from all the soot from the subway. But it was great because we were standing on the platform, and the other trains are going by, and it's Robin Williams, and people are like, "That's Robin Williams." So he was always had a lot of fun with that waving everyone. If you like this sort of side information, not something I normally talk about on my guitar channel, please let me know. Put the comments below, and if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. And once again, please check out Jam Guitar Lessons. If you're interested in guitar lessons, master classes, background tracks, workshop, please go over there. It really helps me out quite a bit, and it's how I make my living.